Hello and welcome back to another final table commentary. Today we got a 1K6 max from Scoop 2025. We got Great Dant on the final table with this big ass stack, 70 blinds. We got WNW, the Patty Chuck, Flair Hoove, Tobebeb, Wizzo, and Armin. 7-5 suited, gonna start things off with a rip here. Wizzo with the King 6-0 in the big blind. Does not want to call it off for the 10 blinds more and says, I'm out of here. We got 42k up top. That's a nice payday for a 1 grand buy-in. Great Dant with ace is gonna open it up. I don't see much behind. Armin with jack 7. I suppose we could see a flop. It isn't under the gun open. The biggest stack at the table, we would expect this to be a lot of holdings. So if Armin flops a pair, they could be in trouble here. They say fuck it after thinking that one through, and they're out of there too. Thanks to KalipokerTV Poker Replays for the replay. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and KalipokerTV, so you can go check out some action in silence as Tobe takes the spot with King 13 blinds, rips it all in. Flair Hove, ace 5 suited opens and folds to the 3-bet. Wizzo with 10-9 suited, looks like an open Armin with ace 5, the same suit. Wizzo open limps, which is interesting, but I've heard that limping is a lot better. Oh, sorry, that was heads up play. Just screw that comment about the limps. Personally, I don't like limps. Wizzo with a limp here. I'm just trying to think it through. 40 blinds, limps it in, faces the 8.5 blind jam, finds the fold with the suited connected holding. Ooh, king. Ace king for Patty Chuck. They're in trouble. Great Dance also folding an ace there. Uh-oh. Wizzo with the king, and the king will open it up this time. See? I just don't understand why we switched up. Why aren't we limping? Why'd we limp into W and W's big blind? Maybe because we think they're a weaker player and we want to keep them in the game, where Patty Chuck, we want to put a little pressure on them pre-flop. They should just 3-bet rip, get a quick call by the kings. We're looking for 2 remaining aces or a club dealer. Look at all those clubs out there. One more on the river. There we go. 5 of clubs, 44 blinds for Patty Chuck. Nice little start for them there. Sucks to have king in that situation. Obviously, when you lose, he's 4 suited for Great Dant. Flair Hove with the king queen in the big blind. I guess with Great Dant covering you, it's not really going to be a 3-betting spot. I was thinking Flair Hoove's got this big stack. Maybe put some pressure on an open, but no, we're getting a call here. 9-9, 6 flop goes check. See if Great Dant with the backdoor flush draw. 1 overcard takes a stab, says no, we'll go to the turn for free. Queen of clubs is an interesting card as Flair Hove makes top pair. Second best kicker, Great Dant picks up the flush draw. Paired board, clean, 3 of spades on the river. 9.4 blinds in the middle. Great Dant has a little bit of showdown value, not likely to win here with ace high. Still beats heart draws and club draws. A few straight draws out there as well. Great Dant shows it down and loses, of course. Armin with the 7-7, 12 blinds. Patty Chuck with ace queen is going to be in a weird spot if this isn't a min raise. Armin sticks in 6.5 blinds. So Patty Chuck says we still got Flair Hove in the hand here. They're obviously going to fold in this instance. Patty Chuck takes a second, raises to 12 blinds. Armin obviously gets it in here. Ace or a queen dealer, a couple spades. Jack of hearts on the turn is none of that. 9 spades on the river. No help for Patty. Full double up for Armin. They're up to 25 blinds. Jack for Patty Chuck. Might get a few chips back. 5-5 for Great Dant. They will open it on up. Jacks don't mind a call. A 3-bet could also come in. Call comes in instead. 6-4 suited will complete the big blind. We get an queen 7 flop. 7.4 blinds in the middle. 5s will check. If I'm Patty, I bet about a third. Patty says, no, Brendan, you're wrong. Check it back. Deuce on the turn. Does bring in a flush draw. I wonder if Great Dant feels a little bit more comfortable with that pair of 5s now. I bet your queen would probably check back the flop, and apparently a strong pocket pair of jacks as well. I wouldn't expect that. 4 blind bet by Patty Chuck on the turn here after it checks to him once again. But if I'm Great Dad, I'm curious. Great Dad says, Brendan, you are just all over the place. Beautiful fold by Great Dad. We move along. Blinds go up. Small pot for Patty Chuck. 31 blinds for him. That is third place. WNW will take the spot with King Jack O 7-7 again for Armin, this time in the big blind. It'll be about 7.5 blinds for him. Looking for that king or jack. We find it. Oh, a 5 or a 7 dealer. No straight, no set. Armin loses a substantial pot. Considering their stack, they're still in 4th. Nope, they're in 5th place now. Still sitting okay though. So we get a bug flying in my face. Jack 8 suited. Wizzo after the big cooler. He's going to go for the min raise off about 12 blinds here with Jack 8 suited from the button. Ace 6 for Great Dant is in a weird spot. I was wondering if he's just going to rip it in pre. Says we'll take a flop here. King 10-2. 1 heart for Wizzo. Backdoor straight draws for both players. Wizzo in position. Bets small and takes the pot down. A 5-5 for Flair Hoove. They'll open it on up. 4-4 for Dant. We got a few holdings here. Queen Jack suited for Armin. Wizzo with Ace 9-0. Ace 6 suited for WNW in the big blind. We get this nasty 3-bet by the Ace 9-0. 4.3 blinds to go. Well, and if I'm Flair Hoove, I don't know what to do. Calling feels awful, yo. Calling feels horrific. Folding feels weird. And I don't want to jam. So I hate all 3 of my options. There's no 4-bet to 6 blinds. That'd be ridiculous. Flair Hoove thinks about it for a while and just lets her go. Nice little steal there by Wizzo. Ace 9 suited for Great Dant. Folds around to him. Patty Chuck with 7-5 suited in the big blind. Wait, you know what? I gotta check and see what speed we're on. 1.25. Great shit. Patty calls with the 7-5. Makes a pair of 5s on the King 6-5 flop. 1 spade for Dant. 2 overcards to the pair of 5s. Backdoor straight draw in there. Bets 1 blind. Patty's gonna find the call with this little pair. Says, I don't like it though. Whoa, we check raise. Check raise to 3.4 blinds from Patty Chuck with the pair of 5s. Check raise, yo. Just trying to clean up their equity, I do suppose. Gets the job done. Exactly what Patty was looking for. I suppose there's a few straight draws, but do you even want to see a turn card there with that pair of 5s after you raise it up? We're moving along here. Queen 10 for Armin's, giving it a tink over with 12.5 blinds. Everybody behind him covers. They'll let this one go, and Flair Hoove gets a walk with 7-deuce-0. Ace King for Flair Hoove. Jack 9 suited for Patty Chuck on the button. They'll open it up. Base a 3-bet. What size? 7.2. I was going to say I like 8 blinds. Flair Hoove says size down a little bit. Size down. 7.2 blinds to go. Patty Chuck with the connected holding. We'll let that one go pretty. 9-8 suited for Tobe. 3-3 for Flair Hoove. Don't we just rip this in for about 20 blinds? Yes, we do. We rip and take it down pretty. 5-5 for Toby. Should get the chance to rip it in. Folds around to him. 10 blinds. Easy yoink. And this will get through pre-flop. Pick up a few blinds. Ace 3 Patty. I think we fold on. In this situation, we still got Flair Hoove in the hand. A Great Dant in the big blind. 8-8 for Toby. He's going to rip it in for 12. Take it down pre-flop again. I haven't seen Toby play before, so it is kind of interesting. Or it would be kind of interesting to see them pick up some chips. It's always fun to see the familiar names like Wizzo or Flair Hoove, Great Dant, pick up big stacks, Patty Chuck. Then you get a player like Toby and WNW on the final table. It would be kind of cool to see them pick up chips here. Armin is a very, very capable player as well. 10-10, they're getting a good spot here. Wizzo. Oh, just kidding. Aces in the big blind. I didn't even fucking see that, yo. Wizzo with the king 10 suited opens it up. Armin rips for 10. Patty Chuck will isolate. Kind of. I don't know. I don't think we call. We just stick it all in, dude. Wizzo with the king 10 will get out of there. And Armin's got one out. I don't know if anybody else folded a 10 there. All hearts 2. Bad news. Patty Chuck will knock out Armin. Again, I was just saying, very capable player getting a good spot here. Nope. Aces will knock you out there. Patty Chuck picks up another pot. 45 blinds for him. There's a king jack versus Toby's king jack. Toby opens under the gun. Gets the fold all the way to the big blind and flare hoof. Let's go at 10-8. Good shit for Toby. Just nice to take that pot down pre sometimes. 7-7 for WNW. Uh-oh, does Toby call with the ace-8 in the big blind? Doesn't really look like a call. But we do have a flip here if we do get this in. 7 blinds effectively rips it in for the turkey. And then we got Toby here sitting and thinking things through. Says my ace-8 is probably just not a call here. Does find the fold. Ace-10 for Patty. Ace-jack for flare hoof. We got some action here. If I'm flare hoof, I call. Yeah. Don't think we 3-bet here. Wizzo is 6-5 and the big will get out of the way. 7-7-5 flop. 2 clubs, so Patty's got the back. Oh, doesn't matter. Backdoor club draw does not come in. Queen on the turn. We definitely got chop outs. Ace, a 5. What about a queen? Queen works as well. We get the 4 on the river. I think we're playing ace jack here, right? We certainly are. 6 blinds. We'll slide over to flare hoof. 9-9. Flare hoof right back in there. Should fold around to the big. Queen 6. Oh, queen 10. Oh, rips it in for Toby. Takes the spot. Very wide. Looking for the queen or 10. No help on the turn. No help on the river. 31 blinds. Slide over to flare hoof. And we do lose Toby after a bit of a wide jam there. I mean, that was a fairly wide jam with the queen 10-0. With that being said, was flipping. Had a chance to pick up a 30 blind pot. Was kind of interesting. Patty Chuck with the ace-king facing a 3-bet by flare hoofs. Ace-deuce suited. Patty will rip it in for 42 blinds and take it down pre. I was kind of wondering what do we do with the 4-bet size. Facing a 6 blind 3-bet. 42 behind. Yikes, you don't really want to make it like 12 now, do you? It makes sense. Patty just rips it in. 10-8, Patty in the small, limps it in, flare hoof, ace-9, checks it back, queen, jack, 10 flop. Straight draws for both players. Patty with a pair of 10s. 3 on the turn is a brick. Ace high does not feel comfortable here. Jack on the river. Diamonds complete. River goes check, and Patty will take a small ass pot. Blinds go up. King 4 suited, great dent with the most playable holding here, I do suppose. 36 blinds in third place, no longer the big ass stack. After flare hoof and Patty Chuck have won a few pots, but great dent certainly still in the game. 36 blinds is plenty in this situation. King for Patty, they will open it up. 7 jack suited, great dent in the big blind. I think we have a play here. Surely we call, right? We click the call button. Queen 9-9 flop. I don't know why that took so long. It was getting a little suspenseful. It's making me feel uncomfortable, but we get the call pre. Flop goes check, 6 of clubs on the turn. The board is completely locked up for Patty Chuck's kings. Great dent says I'm not gonna bluff with no equity. No pair, no value bets, or no 3 of a kind. No nothing, yo. Nothing's going on here for great dent. 6.5 blind bet, over bet on the turn, gets through, of course. King queen for great dent. King and a queen. They rip it in for about 10 blinds and take it down pre. Seven for Great Dant. They'll open it up off the 36 blind stack. W and W with ace 4 in the small. Might be tempted to rip it in. He says no. Not tempted at all. Patty check will fold the 9-2 as well. Ace 5 for Wizzo. 10 blinds. Might look for a better spot. Might rip it in. They say this is good enough for me, and they will get it on through. 8-8 for Turkey. Looks like a jam, and take it down pre. 10-2 for Wizzo. Wizzo is not going to call here. Hit the fold button. Let's go, bucko. Nothing doing. 8-4 suited for Wizzo. Wizzo, do you yoink it in? Go for the chips. Take it down pre, Wizzo. Yes, you do. 11 blinds all in. Great down with that. Queen 5 suited in the big blind. Does let it go. Nice steal there by Wizzo. Ace 9 suited. Patty check will raise under the gun. 5-handed. And Turkey with 5-4 in the big. 9 blinds behind. Does not think about it at all. Just quickly folds. Ace jack. Great dant. 5-5 for Turkey. We had an open and a jam and a call. Patty check obviously will get the hell out of there. Turkey does take the spot. Good stuff. Big flip here. Looking for ace jack. Some hearts. Some straight shit. Or for 5s to hold. 5 on the flop but a heart draw. Jack don't matter. King on the river is a boat. Turkey gets there. 19 blind slide their way. Great dant down to 26. King jack 0 for Great Dant. Flair Hoove with the king queen in the big blind. See, this is a spot where Flair Hoove can maybe 3-bet the king queen. We'll see if Patty check comes along with 3-3. 10-8 for Turkey hits the mock. Patty check does click the call button. We'll see if Flair Hoove says get that. No, he says call. Oh, king 7-3 flop. Top pair for Dant and Flair Hoove. Patty check with bottom set. There's a flush draw out there. We are going to see some pennies get in on the flop here. Great Dant will bet 1.6 blinds. Patty calls. Whoa, wee Flair Hoove, what do you do? A top pair, you call as well. Bang off 2 pair on the turn. King queen. King queen, no good dealer. What? Patty check. How do we get 41 more blinds in the middle? Great Dant there with 23. How do we get them all in there? Great Dant bet. Patty calls. Flair Hoove raises. Oh no, Patty doesn't get the check raise in on the turn. Great Dant checks back the flop very wisely. Patty with the bottom set. Yo, how do we get more pennies in the middle? We got a check. Hopefully Flair Hoove bets. Patty leads out 8.65. So 4-5 made a straight. Flair Hoove just calls. What a damn shame. Great Dant folds. Nicely done. Patty says, fuck me. I could have won so many more pennies there. Ace queen for Turkey. Wizzo with the 6-7 in the big blinds. He's a bigger raising size. 2.5 blinds will take it down pre. Speaking of pennies, how many pennies we got locked up? 5 players. 13 grand locked up. 17.5 for 4th place. 23.5 for 3rd. 31 for 2nd. And 42.5 for 1st place. King 5, Flair Hoove opens it up. Relentless open here. Great Dant defends the big blind. Jack 10-0. Jack 9-9 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. Great Dant with the backdoor straight flush draw is kind of cool. 3 of spades on the turn. Should just slow Flair Hoove right down. Ace on the river. About 8 blinds in the middle. Can you imagine Great Dant finds a value bet? No way. 2nd pair here on a paired board. Flush completes on the turn. River goes check, check. Jack Jack for flare hoove. 9-9 for turkey in the big blind is in trouble. Great dant with ace 4 suited could be in trouble as well. Don't do it, dant. Oh, they're an aggressive player. They're going to take the spot, aren't they? There we go. 6.5 blind, 3-bet. Now turkey could be saved. Could just 4-bet all in. 5-handed 9-9 becomes very strong, yo. There's the jam. Jacks will get this in. Great dant will get the heck out of there. We're looking for some 9s, some clubs, some sort of 8, 7, 6, 5 bullshit. Jack Jack is going to get it in here, right, flare hoove? It is a 4-bet all in from the big blind. Jacks hit the muck. Great dant folds. Ace 4 suited has hit the muck. Turkey survives. Turkey gets it through pre. 9s. 9s get it through. Jack's no good, dealer. 6-6 for Wizzo Wizzo. They will rip it in. Take the spot for 10.5 blinds. Turkey with 29 blinds. Should have been out of here. Guess they had a tighter image. You know, they just didn't have cards up until this situation. Flare hoove with the Jack Jack fold. That's no good. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Obviously, that would have been a huge pot going their way. Had it held, of course. 8-7 flapping top pair. 2 overs in the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Flare hoove calls queen of hearts on the turn. No straight draw, but a flush draw, and our 2 overs are still good. Half pot size bet by Patty Chuck. Oh, nice flare hoove makes the flush on the river. 22 blinds will slide their way. So that fold with the jacks hopefully isn't too punishing. Does Patty Chuck turn their hand into a bluff? If they bet again, they rip it in. Get a quick call. Patty Chuck's bluffing with the flop top pair. Paired board. Queen of hearts on the turn. Flush gets there on the river. Patty Chuck bluffs. 60 blinds for flare hoove. They probably feel pretty damn good about that Jack's fold at this point after winning that huge pot. Ace Jack for Patty Chuck will open it up the minimum and take it down pre. Wizzo Wizzo with a 6 and a 3. 6-6 for Patty Chuck. They will open it up again. And looks like they'll get it through once again. Queen Jack for Patty Chuck. They will open it up. And what do you know? Looks like they're going to get it through. Everybody else dealt bullshit. 9-3-0 in the big blind. Nothing the turkey can do there. King Queen suited for great dant. 16 blinds. I'm wondering if they just rip it in pre. They do. They should get it through. Ace Jack for Wizzo Wizzo. Ace Queen for Patty Chuck. We got some hands here. Wizzo Wizzo's all in for about 9 blinds. Patty Chuck will rip it all in for about 27. Queen Jack for flare hoove will get out of there. We're looking for some jacks, some spades, dealer. A little king, queen, 10. Nope, we got a couple of kings. Ace on the turn, doesn't really matter. 8 on the river, doesn't matter. Ace Queen holds up. We do lose Wizzo Wizzo. What a damn shame. But Patty Chuck is back in the game with 37 blinds. Ace Jack for dant in the big blind faces just under a 3 blind open. From 5-2 suited. Flare hoove getting after it or ripped by great dant, and they will take it down pre. So we're down to 4. We got that 17.5 grand locked up. Jack 3 for turkey gets a walk. That's nice to see for them. Looks like a walk for Patty Chuck. 5-3 for turkey. They've got some chips now to play with. Not this holding necessarily. They do limp it in still. Well, we So turkey gets after it. Limps in the small blind with a 5-3-0. King Jack 4 flop 3 in a row. Turkey checks it over to Patty Chuck, who's got nothing doing. 8 high is best though. 2 on the turn. Turkey's got a bet here. 1 blind is the size, and they'll take the pot down. Nicely done. Ace King. Ooh. Jack 10 suited. Turkey just lets it go. Nicely done. A hand I would have at least clicked call. Some players will 3-bet there. King 8-5 flop, great dant, top pair, top kicker, flare hoof with the second pair, and a weird jack kicker. Sees a quarter pot sized bet. Quick call, queen of hearts on the turn. Great dant, picks up some equity with the heart draw. Really just blocks some of flare hooves outs. Or cuts out, cuts out on flare hooves outs. Because if it's a jack of hearts, guess who makes a flush? Great dant. Ace on the river, little pair of eights, checks it on over, top 2 for great dant. 7.5 blinds in the middle will slide their way, doesn't matter what size they bet here. Flare hoof does block the jack 10 Broadway straight, sees a 3 blind bet. I don't think we bluff here with no heart. Hearts are pretty relevant. Flare hoof just gets out of there, nicely done. A little king queen action for flare hoof. Patty chuck with the 5-4-0 on the button, we'll let that go. Flare hoof races big 3 blinds, jack 4 for great dant. Thinking about something here, their eyes must be away from the screen, not much doing. Jack 4. Jack 4, 3 bets to 6.5. Great dant takes the spot, I suppose. Jack 4 of clubs, no suit. King queen rips it in and takes it down pre. Unfortunate happening there for great dant. What a cooler setup. 4-4 for Patty Chuck. No, great dant's amazing. It's just kind of funny to see. I am kind of wondering about the jack 4 3 bet. You obviously don't want to call there. And then maybe you just think you're going to be overfolding if you just let the jack 4-0 go. And it's not good enough to call, so maybe you can just stick it into a 3 betting range. So I suppose it makes like a little wee bit of sense there. Great dant does think that one through. Very small 3 bet, doesn't work out. 9-9 flops the set here versus flare hooves, middle pair. Flare hoof bets about a quarter, gets a call. 10 on the turn, both players hate that card as there's one liner to the queen. Speaking of the queen, here comes a queen on the river. Front door flush misses. Flare hoof could bet and get the set off the pot even though it's playing the board. I mean, both players are playing the board. Half pot size bet by flare hoof. Patty will fold the chop pot. Flare hoof steals it. Ace 9 for dant. They open it up. Ace 5 for hoof in the big blind. Get a jack 10-3 flop. 3 in a row for dant. Backdoor wheel draw. Backdoor Broadway draw for flare hoof. Sees a quarter pot size bet. Flare hooves out of there. A little steal for dant. Ace 10 for turkey. Turkey opens. No, ace 10 hits the muck four-handed. Did we all see that? Turkey. You limp in the 3-5-0, which I suppose is just an aggressive play. Ace 10 hits the muck pre. Was Turkey's eyes? Is Turkey not at the keyboard? Are they sitting out? King Jack will rip and take it down pre. Ace 10-0 hits the muck four-handed pre-flop 20-some blinds deep. There's no blinds deep that would make sense. Like I was just thinking, do we size down, like go to 10? If we have 10 blinds, we just easily rip it in. If we've got 40, we open it up. If we've got 60, 80, 100, 120, we're just opening ace 10 four-handed. How does Turkey let the ace 10 go? I don't know. Flare hoof with jack 9 here. Do we start to rip it in from the small blind? Flare hoof rips and takes it down pre. Ace 10-0 hitting the muck. We'll see if Turkey can make some ladders or something. I don't know what else. There's no reason to fold it. King queen. Open folds. Ace 10-0, dude. King queen rips and takes it down pre. Ace 8 for flare hoof. They min raise into Patty's big blind. 10-7 suited. They play call. Flop quite well on the 6-5-4 flop. We're looking for a 3, 8, a 10, backdoor hearts. Patty leads out, gets a call by the straight draw for flare hoof. Ace high still best on the 6 turn. Interesting spot here. Patty would bet, Bet large. 8 blinds, full pot, yo. Bets large and gets ace high off of it. Nicely done by Patty Chuck. His blinds go up. Whoa, everybody's got a hand. Aces, kings, eights. No, I think Flair Hoof gets out of there, right? Patty 3 bets to 4.5. Yeah, Flair Hoof just snap folds. Nicely done. Great dent, however. They need a king. Both of their suits are alive. Hearts or spades. Great dent rips for 14. Quick call by aces. Any spades, dealer? No, a deuce of clubs. Are you serious? No king on the river. Great dent is out of here. That 3 bet with the jack 6, or what was it not? It was jack 4 offsuit. That really didn't matter in the end. It was just a nice aggressive play. It was fun to see. Flair Hoof with ace jack facing the king jack open. Comes in for a 3 bet and takes it down pre-flop. So Turkey does get a ladder, which is kind of interesting to note. Ace deuce might rip it in and take it down pre. 9-7 suited hits the muck. 6-9 for Patty Chuck. Limps it on in. 7-6 Flair Hoof checks it back. Jack 8-5 flop. Both players with straight draws. 1 blind bet by Flair Hoof in position. Gets a call. Queen of diamonds on the turn, so 9-10 makes a straight. Turn goes check, check, jack on the river, pairs the board. Patty Chuck with 9 high, Flair Hoof with 7 high. 4 blinds in the middle, Patty bets 6.5 and they take it down. Clear value bet there, gets through. Ace 8 versus Ace 7, I think we get this in pre, that's a pretty easy call, 15 blinds. Flair Hoof raises to about 3, a little bit less. Turkey should just rip it in here and get a quick call by Flair Hoof. Looking for a 7 or some diamonds. 7 on the flop. Good news for Turkey. Just an 8 come the river. No siree. Jack of diamonds. Turkey gets the full double. Jack 4. Turkey. What do we do? We let it go. Patty Chuck gets a walk. Ace Queen for Patty. Now in first place is going to go for the big raise pre-flop. 3.5 blinds. We'll get through pre-flop this time. King Queen suited. Flair Hoof. The bigger stack will raise big. King Queen diamonds. Very pretty hand. 3 blinds to go. Turkey, what do you think about that with your Jack 6 offsuit? You fold. Queen 3 on the button. Does Flair Hoof open? Yes, we do. Ace Queen for Turkey in the small. Free bet comes in. Could go non all in, like 7 blinds. Maybe even like 6 or so. 6.5. Turkey goes in the tank here. They make it 6.7. And the bet will get through. Queen 3 for Patty. Queen 5 for Flair Hoof. Kind of an interesting hand. Just to start things off here. Patty limps it in. Flair Hoof checks it back. Ace 9 2 flop. King on the turn. So we're almost not playing our kicker, and it's also impossible for us both to not play our kicker. Say we get a 4. Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Brendan, quit talking. Patty Chuck just bets and takes the pot down. 8-8 for Turkey. Patty Chuck with the Jack 4 suited will open it up. Turkey will think 3 bet. This is a weird one. 3 bets all in. I was going to say, I don't know what size you go with the 8s here other than all in. Which I don't know if you necessarily want to do. Maybe you do want to go for a smaller 3 bet with 8-8. Anyways, King Jack Patty Chuck will raise it on up 3.5 blinds. Flair Hoof, Ace 4-0. Very playable. Has a little bit of 3 betting potentials. Finds it 8 blinds to go. Patty Chuck's got playability as well. 5 to call into a pot of 16. Flopping top pair. Good news for Patty. Flair Hoof 24 blinds behind. 16.5 in the middle. Ace high, no good. Check it on back. Nicely done. 6 on the turn. Patty with top pair. leads out 8.5, and a quick fold by the ace-4. Patty now up to 51 blinds. Flair Hoove with queen 8 in last place will limp it on in. King 9 checks it on back. Then 6-3 flop goes check. Check, 6 on the turn. Goes check, check. 7 on the river. Goes check, check, and king high takes a small one. Well, looks like we got a break. Eight 9 hits the mark. 6-5 for turkey in the small gives ace 10-0 a walk. King queen. King queen on the button. Okay, that's 2 folds. That's too tight, turkey. That's coming from me. Too tight. King jack for Flair Hoove. King queen hits the muck, dude. King jack rips it all in and takes it down pretty. King queen on the button. Ace 7 opens it up. 4-4 for Flair Hoove. King queen hits the muck from the button. Ace 10-0 four-handed. Also hits the muck as Flair Hoove rips in the 4-4, takes it down pre. 10-9-0, just gonna fold the button. 8-6 suited for get a walk for Patty. Jack 10 might get a walk. Patty also might raise up to 6-3-0. Just gotta hold my horses and wait and see what they do. They make it 3 blinds to go. Flair Hoove will call. Ace 10 flop. Patty with a backdoor flush draw. Flair Hoove with a pair on a paired board sees a free 7 of diamonds on the turn. Got 2 flush draws out there. Patty with 6 high checks. Flair Hoove might bet small. Says we'll just go to the river for free. 7 on the river. Double paired board. The flush draw gets there, the front door. Patty blocks the flushy, overbets the pot. 9.5 blinds. Flair Hoove with that pair of 10 slow played it all the way down to the river. Says you didn't bet flop, you didn't bet turn. Would a flush even bet the river like this? I don't think so. This is gonna be a boat or nothing. We had a 3 blind open size. Check, check on the flop. Check, check on the turn. 2 flush draws on the turn. Are you gonna check over your ace X? I think this is gonna be 7x or nothing. As ace X, I think would bet the turn. In the end, Flair Hoove says, Brendan, you're probably wrong. There's probably gonna be some better value in there. Like, I wonder if like somehow kings can go for a value bet on the river. Then it would make flush just obviously a value bet. Interesting little hand there. Like when you get deep in the weeds like that, because like Flair Hoove didn't bet neither. So if Flair Hoove, would they check down an ace all the way to the river in that situation? Maybe Flair Hoove folds because he can have so many ace X. I don't know, man. That was an interesting hand there. Patty check with the overbet got the job done. 9-6 versus ace 6. 10-8-3 flop goes check, check. King on the turn. Flair Hoove bets, I think 2.5 into 2.4, takes the pot down. King 7 Flair Hoove opens. Queen 9 for Patty Chuck in the big blind. They call. Flop top pair. Straight draw for Flair Hoove to the 8. Patty leads out again. How annoying. King 7 calls. Jack on the turn. Patty checks it on over. Flair Hoove. King high no good. Bets 4.8. 12 behind. They are in some trouble here. I think Patty calls the turn. Jack on the river. A pair of 9s is going to call you. Hard to rep 3 of a kind or boats in a spot where there's a bunch of missed draws. Your opponent is just going to call you down there with the pair of 9s. Anyways, Flair Hoove checked it down as well, knowing that. Ace King, Patty Chuck will raise to 2.5 blinds and take it down pretty. King 3 will open. Ace Deuce for Flair Hoove. Flair Hoove rips it in and takes it down pretty. 10-9, gonna fold the button. 6-6 for turkey. We'll rip it in and take it down pretty. King queen for flare hove in the big blind. If they face a jam, they have an easy call. They face a limp, they might rip it in themselves. A small raise is interesting. If you make it like 3 blinds, they elect to check it back. 10-9 7 flop. Good news for Paddy. Top pair. Open ender. Flop goes check check deuce on the turn. Slight overbet by Paddy. King queen calls. A straight draw to the jack. Ace on the river. Flush draw gets there. Paddy rips it in with the pair of 10s. Thin value bet there. Doesn't get punished. Ace 8. Paddy will rip for 24 and take it down pretty. Kind of interesting to see if Turkey gets heads up somehow. As King gets a walk. King gets a walk. Like if Turkey gets heads up, I wonder how they elect to play. Probably not so passive. Ace 7. Turkey facing the jam. Turkey's got the King 10. Ace 7 for Paddy Chuck. King 5 gets a walk. At least this is going nice and swift, eh? Don't gotta wait around for players to make decisions here. Paddy Chuck just gonna quickly rip this in. Jack 7-0 for deuce suited for flare hove. Does take half a second before folding, but we'll allow that. Ace 8 gets it all in. King 7 for Paddy Chuck. Ace King for Turkey in the big blind. We probably get this all in 3 ways. I don't see Turkey folding here. Ace King. Turkey, no way you fold Ace King pre-flop here. You're 3-handed, dude. Your opponent's been jamming everything. Flare hove has 6 blinds. It'd obviously be awful if you call and there's a 7 and an 8 or something like this. But it's Ace King, dude. 20 blinds. Get it in. You got over 50% 3 ways. Will you imagine Turkey calls? How pissed off the other 2 are going to be? There we go. We get the call. They'll be like, what the fuck? 7 on the flop. Good news for Paddy. Ace on the turn, though. Flare hove is Gonzo Alonzo. Turkey wins a big pot. 48 blinds for him. There you go, Turkey. Flick it in with the Ace King. Then you get a couple of 10s. Paddy Chuck with a playable 8-5 suited. 3 blind open size by Turkey. Paddy calls. Ace 6-3 flop. Backdoor straight, backdoor flushes, or backdoor straight draws. Backdoor flush draw for Paddy Chuck. Sees a small bet, 1.5 blinds. A check raise would be cool. We got the properties for the raise. Paddy finds the call. King of spades on the turn. Doesn't look good for 10-10. They check it on back. Deuce on the river. 4-5 does make a straight. Paddy blocks it, of course. 9 blinds in the middle. It would be kind of nasty to see. Paddy bet 7.5. Quick call by Turkey. They are not afraid. Heads up. No, they are not. Nicely done. Ace deuce. Paddy will limp it in. 7-3. Checks it back. 8-5 2 flop. Bottom pair. Top kicker bets 1 blind in position. Turkey with backdoor straight draws gets out of there with the 7 high. King 7 versus King 3. Limp pot. 8-6-5 flop. Open ender. Turkey in position. Bets a blind and takes the pot down. Queen 2 versus Queen 10. Limp pot. Queen high board. Interesting stuff here. Flop goes check check. Ace on the turn. Paddy somehow knows what's up. King on the river. River goes check check. Paddy loses the minimum. Both players flop in top pair. What a nasty run out there for Turkey. They certainly should have got more pennies in the middle. A7 will raise and take it down pre, facing the limp. 9-2 will limp it in. 4-7 checks it back. We both flop pairs. 9-7-5 flop. Paddy bets a blind, this time with the top pair. 5 on the turn. Pairing the board. 8 of spades on the river's a nasty card. Flush draw gets there. 1-liner to a 6. Paddy bets small, and I think the 7s look it up. Turkey says no siree. Not with all the draws getting there, dude. 5-5. We'll limp it in. 10-8 checks it back. Ace King 8 flop. Flop goes check check. Ace on the turn. Turkey's got a lot of chips, dude. 58 blinds bets 1 on the turn here. 7 on the river goes check, check. Limp pot, we both flop 3 of a kind. That's bad news for Turkey. Paddy's got the best of it with the jack 6. Ooh, just kidding. Turkey makes a boat. Turkey makes a boat on the 9 turn. 8-10 makes a straight. 8-5 as well. Paddy bets 5 blinds, a slight over bet. The show should be over. Queen of diamonds on the river. Does Turkey lead? Nope. That wouldn't make sense. Yeah, the show's just over. Anyways, nice game by Turkey. Just to make some really unnecessarily tight folds. Like with a king queen on the button, ace 10 to O from the cutoff. 4-handed. Jack 6 will rip and get a quick call by the boat. Turkey gets the job done. You'll love to see it. Where'd they start this bad boy off? 11 blinds. We got Great Dad there with 70. Flair Hoop 52. Wizzo with 41. Then you got Paddy Chuck in 4th place. And you got Armin, Toby. And then you got Turkey here who ends up getting the job done. 42.5 grand slide in their pocket. A scoop victory. Very nicely done, Turkey. Doesn't matter if you had some tighter folds. You got the victory. That's what matters. Anyways, that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. If you got any comments or suggestions on improving the show, fire them down in the comments below. Hopefully we'll see you in another video, and until then, adios amigos.